I guess you just got to, it's a hard question to answer without context, but you got to factor in external elements.
Yeah, it has to. You have to.
Yeah. You know what I mean? We sell solar panels, but there's no sun where I live.
Yeah.
It's like, you're probably in the wrong business. You know what I mean? But if you sell solar panels in Perth, I think you're in the right business. You know, I was just touching on that ego thing that you were mentioning as well. I want to share a really good lesson. Something that kind of just came to light for me. Some time ago, I was working. What I've learned is in the design space, and anyone who's like an architect or something like that can probably really relate to this. And you might be able to as well, in the sense of you work pretty closely with architects. But in the design space, so when something has an element of creative to it, people are very hard to please, extremely difficult to please. They change their minds a lot. Oh, no, I thought it was going to look like this and blah, blah, blah. They change their mind a lot. And where we see this is content, websites, things where it's subjective.
Yes.
Right? It's like you and I can both see the same thing and you can like it and I cannot like it. Initially, in the early stages of business, whenever we would do a website, I found that we were spending way too much time, right? And then changes were getting made and blah, blah. And it was like, hey, man, like we did not agree to this from the start. And it was like kind of blown way out of the scope of works. So, over time, we started to tighten our processes, tighten our scope of works, and just got better at it.
Yeah, lessons you had to learn the hard way, I guess, as well.
Yeah. But so then here's this lesson. So we tightened our scope of works, tightened our processes, and I had a client who we were building a website for, and we'd already built them a website. So we're building the second website, different website. And they came back to us and they were like, yeah, cool, we want to build a website for this now. And we're like, okay, cool, yeah, cool. Like they obviously liked the first one. Let's proceed. And we go through the process, and then about 70% into the completion, they come back to us and they're like, oh, you know what? We want to change this, and that. Like they want to change a lot. It's like, imagine, you've started to lay the foundation and someone wants to change the floor plan. And you're like, dude, we've poured the concrete. And they're like, but can we? You're like, yeah, we can. We'll rip up the concrete, but you're going to pay for it. Right? So I had the exact same thing. So I was like, yeah, we can do that. But if like someone's got to pay for all this work that's been done, like I'm not just going to go and do all this work again.
Yeah.
It's not how this works. And we went back there, and then they started disagreeing, whatever. And then by this point, I'd tightened our processes really well. And I was like, look, this is our process. This is what we do. I asked you here if you're happy with it. You replied to me an email on this date. You've replied on the Zoom call on here. It's all recorded. I saw at 12:13 p.m. you said this. And I thought, gotcha. Hey, when I say I thought gotcha, I thought, man, I am the man.
Yeah.
Like, look at this. Look at me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyway, so they got defensive. And I just thought, hey, I'm not gonna be taken for a ride here. And they got defensive, and then they said, okay, cool, we're going to consider other options. I said, like what? They're like, well, what's it going to cost us to get a website built? Like to start from scratch again? I told them, and they said, okay, cool, we're going to consider other options, and they went somewhere else.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was like, fuck them. Whatever, I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to get freaking taken for a ride. But looking back now, that was all ego. Who won? I didn't win.
Yeah.
I lost money. They didn't win, but they changed their mind. There's nothing I can do about that.
Yeah, okay. But in the same token, there is a level of accountability too from their end.
Yeah, but
from yours, like you've done all the right things.
Differently.
Yeah, maybe in the sense of not being so aggressive because you've proven them wrong.
Yeah, yes, that was the mistake.
That's what it was. Yeah,
and no one wants to be proven.
That's right. Don't ever say no.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, oh, you made us look stupid. Okay, we're going somewhere else.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but it was like at the time I thought I had nailed it and I thought I won. But looking back now, from a business aspect, I didn't win.
Yeah.
I lost revenue. Lost a job.
Yeah.
Didn't get to deliver. Probably lost a future referral.
Yeah.
So it's like, who won really?
Yeah, so even then, in that instance, it's an opportunity to then look at the process again and see when that does come up, or maybe having that conversation. I had a client meeting today. We've just signed up a project, and they asked me a great question. They're like, "Oh, can we come on site whenever we want?" And I'm like, "Well, thanks for asking that. That's really great of you to ask that." And the answer is no. And we went through the process and why and all this sort of stuff, and they understood and they were perfectly fine. But in the past, I never had those conversations. And it resulted in them coming on site and it goes, hang on, you can't do this. I told you this, 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 and this. And then it would end up in an argument or disagreement or embarrassment or whatever it might be, or an issue. And as a result of having those conversations, at least now there's that understanding and going, okay, cool. We feel better. We're okay with it. We understand the process. So yeah, again, in that instance, I think it's a matter of really helping them understand everything. And maybe you can use that as an example the next time you sign something up. Say, listen, your opinions are different. I can only go off what the information you tell me of what you want. You've given me examples of what you like. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to build. If you change your mind at these stages, because people have before, I'm not saying you will, but people have before, it pretty much dismisses all the work we've done, which I have to pay my people for, right? And then we're going to have to start again. So there's a fair cost associated when you change your mind here to scrap everything. It's not just let's delete the last couple of things.
The thing that happens there.
You lose the sale?
No, like there's that element.
Yeah.
There's also the element of a lack of decision making. Because they're like, wait, hold on. You told me once I make this decision, it's kind of set in stone, right? Like, have you ever tried to get someone to, like, I'm assuming with what you do, a handover would be, it's like that. Wait, let me walk through again.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, man. Like
I've had that process before.
Yeah,
we say
like,
no, it's
on.
one.
Yeah,
it's one.
It's like, come on, yeah, like
not 43.
Yeah,
because I've had that before. They're like, "Oh, come through and do one thing," and then they go, "Oh, hang on, we got more here too, and we got more here too." I'm like, "No, it's one list. It's not 43." So yes,
and then they take 9 weeks to get back to you, and then you're like, "This now." Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
But yeah, that was a lesson that I recently, just in my own way of processing things. If you like that clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. And if you want to watch the full episode, click just over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and thank